believe that is the bass line for a Mega Man song. I believe it is the boss battle music for Mega Man 6 on NES. I'm fucking old. This is going to be a different take to a Pika hype video. I am in another Pika league. This is going to be InterPICA 2, and it just so happens that my draft contains Pokemon that I've already drawn. So we can do a little cam shit, and then I can just superimpose the drawings to explain my draft choices. Usually InterPICA is a little more relaxed, although I do like to take things seriously. I will admit I took things a little too seriously in Pika 3. Really all that matters is you get enough wins to get in the playoffs, and then you beat everyone in playoffs, and then you win. I almost did it with a extremely dismal 6-4 score for Pika 3. So after doing that and realizing that the points kind of don't matter as long as you just win, I don't know, it gives me a different take on it. But when you record live reactions to really disappointing matches, then that shit is just gonna happen. That's why a lot of people, a lot of peers in PokeTubing that I know purposely do not record live because of that shit happens. But let's look at the draft here real quick. How many people are participating this time? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, everyone used all their points except for 3 teams. Man, let's go to data here. You can't really see this on your side though, which is a little unfortunate. Is it really all? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I believe there are 10 people. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, they're wrong. 11. Wow, there are 12 people in InterPICA, so this is going to be a really long Pika. This will probably drag into Pokemon S&M version, which, if there's a contest for my attention, S&M version is going to get it, hands down, so I might perform a little worse in this Pika, but I shouldn't say that yet, because you haven't seen my draft. Now, anyone who knows very much anything, that sentence is terrible. If anyone knows anything about my channel, one thing they might know is that I really like Trick Room. In my Wi-Fi battles lately, I've been using this really awful Sandstorm Trick Room team, which I guess surprises people enough that I get wins. So we're going all Trick Room this time. All Trick Room. Let's see if I can scroll over to my draft. I'm one of the last ones here, but I'm alright with that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna have fun in my own way this Pika season, this InterPICA season. And my team is going to consist of Mega Steelix. I thought Mega Steelix gave you bonus points, but apparently it doesn't. I think it did in Pika 3. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Or maybe I used them, fuck, whatever. I don't even care, honestly. I just find it very odd. You get plus 80 points for Mega Sharpedo, who's like really clearly better than Mega Steelix, and you get 0 for Mega Steelix. Maybe he's better in drafts. I could actually understand that, because Mega Steelix is a Pokemon not to sleep on, because it's deceptively useful. Much better than regular. It's just regular Steelix on steroids, basically. But to an extent where you would not really think about it ever or use it, because there are better options. So Mega Steelix is here because we are going to try using Sandstorm Trick Room Team in InterPICA 3. I don't know why I'm doing that with my fucking hands, but I just did it, and you're going to have to deal with that. Okay, so we got Mega Steelix, and then we got Tyranitar, who, yeah, on that team, Choice Band Tyranitar is used a lot. Choice Scarf Tyranitar would be extremely good just for extra coverage, revenge killing without Trick Room, stuff like that. I can see it being very good for certain teams. Tyranitar and Mega Steelix. If you didn't know, Mega Steelix has, I think it's called Sand Force or something, where its attack, or what is it? It's a really strange ability. It's your ground, rock, and steel moves get a substantial power boost in Sandstorm. I'm not even sure how much the power boost is. I think it's like almost a life orb or something. So that's pretty cool. My Gyro Ball will do extra damage in Sandstorm, and because Trick Room is up, it will do even better damage because I'll move first, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Third Pokemon in, Cresselia. I got to draw this Pokemon, I believe in Pika 2, when I was 6-0'd by it. And let me just remind you, Pika 2 is the Pokemon draft tournament that I was the champion of. So it doesn't really matter how bad your losses are. If you make it in the end, that's all that matters. And Pika 2 was a lesson in that, and Pika 3 was that lesson repeated. So, especially with such a large cast of 12 people, it's just going to be a really diverse, points-wise. Unless Red Matt just fucking steals it again, which he probably will, because he does like 10 test matches for every opponent, and he has a lot more time than everyone does, because he's like 15. Like, like most of us here are like 30-year-old fucking losers who have jobs, and we just don't have time to prepare as much as these younger players, these younger trainers. That's my excuse. But Red Matt is seriously good. He'll probably steal this again, but I hope not. Cresselia is fantastic. By the way, before I shit talk Red Matt, shit mouth. Do you see where that happened? This is already 7 minutes, and we've only done the 3. Have I even said Cresselia? Cresselia. Cresselia is extremely good in Trick Room, and it's a crucial ground resist with the immunity. I have a lot of ground weaknesses on my team. Actually, I really don't. I think I only have 1, 2. I have 2. 3, actually. Okay, so it is noticeable, but we can deal with it. But Cresselia, with Lunar Dance, Trick Room, Calm Mind Sweeping, it's gonna be a blast. And then the next pick might seem to be a redundant pick, but let me just tell you it isn't. Reuniclus is in. It's another pure psychic type who uses Trick Room, but it has way more special attack than Cresselia. So this guy is actually going to be the bruiser, the guy who comes in to sweep in Trick Room. I really do think Reuniclus is the core of this team, and I'll probably bring him to every match because he's just really good. He's really, really, really good in Trick Room with Magic Art and Life Orb. Like, I ignore hazard damage, I ignore Life Orb damage, and I just hit like a goddamn train, and it's amazing. And the next Pokemon is pretty much that with a different typing. Dragalge. Less support moves, could use Toxic Spikes. We got Dragalge in here. If you didn't know, in OS version, the mystery, what the fuck is it called? It's not mystery. It's unreleased ability was released, so it gets adaptability boost on its Draco Meteors and Sludge Waves. And you put a choice specs on that before you know it. Anyone who doesn't have a fairy on their team is just going to automatically lose to my team, because Trick Room and Dragalge, like. It might not look it, but it really is that simple. So that's going to be fun. And then the partner in crime for Reuniclus, I really believe, is going to be the next Pokemon. Our sixth choice is Aromatisse here, our sixth pick. Aromatisse, really good support Pokemon, can use Trick Room. It's the only fairy in the game that can use Trick Room, which is really huge, and it has an ability that negates Taunt. It just flat out, Taunt doesn't work on it, which means if you need to use Trick Room, this is the guy to use it. It's really good. It is probably one of the ugliest Pokemon ever designed, as you can see in my drawing here. I was thinking to myself, I don't want to, I don't want to drag this out too much, but like, my channel is themed on I believe it's called Sonic AM cartoon. It never really had a proper name. I always thought it was called Sonic Adventures, but apparently not. The one with the extremely goofy-looking cartoon Robotnik with the cone-shaped face, and he's just really fat and really gay, and it's like really funny, but not in like offensive way even. Like, he's just really fucking goofy. And like, he just steals the show. He's way more interesting than Sonic. So, and I've just been obsessed with cartoons my entire life, like literally day one. Like, I've wanted to do cartoon shit. So I find it somehow perfectly appropriate that I have a channel themed after one of the weirdest, goofiest cartoon characters ever, and I have art videos where I draw cartoons live, and you are seeing the fruits of that right here, because I'm doing a draft video where I'm just showing you drawn images that I have done for these Pokemon over time. It actually was a complete coincidence that I had drawn all of these, and it just goes to show that I love Trick Room that much, because I have all these fuckers drawn already, and it's just really funny. Speaking of Pokemon that I like, Malamar is going to be the next pick. Now, Red Matt did help me draft. Before I shit talk him too much, that's the idea finally completed. I lost that train of thought a couple minutes ago. But yeah, thanks Red Matt for helping me draft. I knew that you would do a good job. Definitely helped by sniping the guy who wanted Conkeldurr, who actually is my opponent, my week 1 opponent. And he lives in India, so like 1 p.m. is 1 a.m. for him. Like, it's completely bonkers fucking backwards. Like, last time I fought this guy, I just lost my shit, because it was so much trouble just to get the match. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen again, but I know it will. Anyway, Malamar is great. It can use Trick Room, it can use Fling and Iron Ball. It gets attack and defense buffs from Superpower, which is unique to it only. It can learn knockoff. If this thing got Sucker Punch, it would be, like, underused, I really think. But it does not get it yet. Hopefully S&M will bring Sucker Punch Malamar to reality. But yeah, if you want a Pokemon to snowball stat ups and damage in Trick Room, that's pretty much Malamar in a nutshell. And now we got Conkeldurr, our next pick, a very, very solid pick. You'll see that my drawing for Conkeldurr is actually Alice from Super Jail. I have a lot of homage Pokemon drawings like that. I think it's really cute and really clever. Conkeldurr is just a really, really solid Pokemon. Like, in Black and White, fighting types were kind of broken, honestly, because there weren't a lot of things to take them down. It was before fairies were introduced. And Conkeldurr was just reigning supreme. It was on every Wi-Fi team ever. And it actually had a very popular bulk up set because Assault Vest wasn't an item yet. Now, Assault Vest makes my special defense super goddamn huge, and it makes it so that I can only use damaging attacks, which suits Conkeldurr just fine, since, you know, 4 attacks Conkeldurr is the tits. Another thing this thing can do, which I use a lot less, but it is a popular strategy, Iron Fist, no, it doesn't get Iron Fist. Sheer Force, isn't it? It gets Sheer Force. Does it? It gets, does it get Sheer Force? Yeah, I think it does get Sheer Force, which that is a really good ability for it, but I think Guts is better, because whenever you use Conkeldurr, people just spam status on you, because Conkeldurr is so bulky you have to poison it to really take it down. So I think Guts is a better ability just to deal with that. But if you are confident that you will never be status, Sheer Force, Life Orb, punching Conkeldurr. Let me check this. I might be talking shit. I'm really amazed that I don't remember whether it's I know it is an Iron Fist. It's probably Sheer Force. Yeah. It does get. It gets all three. Okay, it gets Iron Fist and Sheer Force. Okay. So those are other abilities I could use, but Guts just covers the most. So I'll probably just use that a lot. But that's enough time devoted to Conkeldurr. Let's look at our next pick, which is Porygon 2. I drew that guy recently as well because, was it Pika 1 or Pika 2? I don't remember. There was a match where I had Porygon 2, and he just utterly dominated. And I think it was, I don't remember. But I have drawn a Porygon 2. Here it is. It has smelly human feet, which I think is very funny. And let's just go on to our next pick, because this is a long video. Crawdaunt. Crawdaunt is not a Pokemon I have used often, but I know it hits like a goddamn train, has a huge special attack. It is basically the attack counterpart to Reuniclus's special attacking stat. Like, its attack is through the goddamn roof. It gets that ability. It has the same ability as Dragalge, adaptability. Which I have 2 adaptability users on an all Trick Room team. Like, that shit is funny. Like, between Dragalge and Crawdaunt and Trick Room, these fuckers just don't stand a chance. Like I'm gonna blow them the fuck away. Like, it's gonna be really fun. I am feeling confident about this. Then again, I felt confident about Pika 3 and had a pretty mediocre time. But I did get second. Don't forget. Before you shit talk, Socrates, remember I placed higher than you. Oh man. Yeah, which brings us to the last pick, which is one of my oldest drawings, Jellicent. I used Jellicent in double battles in black and white because Water Gem. I had a Water Gem Water Spout, or what the fuck is that ability where it's like eruption with water? I think it was Water Spout or something. So like I would just get Jellicent in, use Protect. My opponent would use not my opponent. My partner Pokemon would Trick Room up. I would Protect up. And then I would use Water Spout with full health and a Water Gem, and it would, I think, it might have even been stronger in black and white, but I'm not sure. I don't think it was, but it would just destroy people, like with Stab Boost, Water Gem Boost, full health, like Water Spout in Trick Room, like was the funniest shit ever. So I could do that again. It's a lot more likely he'll just be a support guy with Scald and Trick Room and Toxic and Will-O-Wisp and all that fun shit. And it's just a really, really clutch Pokemon to have. It's handy to absorb water. I don't have a lot of water weaknesses. I have 2, and I have Dragalge, which is a water type's nightmare, because it has a huge amount of special defense. So it can take unstabbed ice beams pretty well and just return with absurdly powerful Draco Meteors. So, yeah, that's my draft. This is a different way of going about it. This is probably the longest you've seen my face for a while, at a time. That's it. Comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me about the draft. Just tell me what you think about the series in general. I know... well, just based on views and subscription activity, a lot of my subscribers don't appreciate, like, hour-long video lives where I just talk shit and, like, have a little match. So I've been trying to make those shorter lately, a little more digestible. In Pika 3, like, every match except for the finale was under 50 minutes. A lot of them were, like, 20 and 30 minutes, so I think that I'll try to shoot for that again. Anyway, this video is pretty much super done. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. And this is Robotnik is Sexy. I'll see you later. Peace!